Yes, 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 yes. Welcome back to the Dragons Den, baby, and I appreciate everybody for showing up. I see y'all in them chats already. I see y'all getting lit, and y'all ready for that gaming news. Yeah, we got a special guest today. We got some great topics today. We got some great opinions today. That's just more important than anything. Y'all all come here to see what gamers talk about and how we think and our opinions on situations that we're gonna cover. But with this being said, we're gonna shout out to my guest, man, and she's gonna introduce herself. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you here. She is a Twitch streamer. She's a gamer. She's a Japanese gamer enthusiast, and she has a lot of knowledge. So please, Akumu, please tell them who you are and what you're into, and give them a little backstory on your gaming life.
Okay, hi everyone. Like you says, I go by Akumu, though my whole name is Akumu Matata. Some people call me Lady A. Basically, like I like to tell people when they ask, I didn't stand a chance. I was super close with my older brother and my dad, and they were both gamers. My brother was primarily console, my dad PC, so I kind of grew up with both. Um, and I'm pretty sure the moment that I learned to sit up and grab things, my brother put a controller in my hand. Um, of course, you start off with the classics when you're a kid, right? I did like Sonic and Mario and all that. But the
Okay.
very first RPG that I ever played that my brother taught me to play was Final Fantasy VII, obviously the original. Now, I know it gets a lot of hate, but for me, it's that nostalgia, right? Because first game I really learned to play. Um,
PK
and
your
then
background, son. Excuse me. PK your background. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's cool. And then just recently graduated with my master's in PR, public relations. So I had spent some time studying for that. And
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Thumbs up. There we
That's what
go.
I'm talking about. Y'all, everybody give her a round of applause in that chat. Go ahead, you work, girl. You good. That's what's up.
there was plenty of tears when I was working on my thesis, though. I'm not gonna lie, the stress.
Facts, facts.
And being that the whole reason I got in public relations is I want to help like the gaming industry and I want to help like streamers and things like that. So of course my thesis was also kind of focused on the gaming world and live streaming and basically how it went from the whole thing of people basically looking down on it to like, hey, now people are doing this for careers and
Right,
what the
right.
future is going to look like and stuff like that. So,
Nice, 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 nice. So I got a question for you. All right, I have a question.
all right.
What was the game that you said, listen, after I played this, I became a gamer?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I'm a horror enthusiast also, so I think really, probably one of the either Silent Hill or Resident Evil because the atmosphere like
Good
completely
answer. Good answer.
immersed
Good answer.
me
I like that.
and drew
Facts.
me in, and it was kind of like after playing those games, it was kind of like, ooh, I found my calling right here.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I have that nostalgia for the Final Fantasy VII and everything,
Right.
and I loved it. But I think at that point, I'd be more like I call myself. I call myself a casual gamer. But I think at that point, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play off and on. And then it was kind of one of those games that were like, okay, go home, do homework, and game until
Right, right.
until they're like, go to bed, and it's like, okay, now I go to bed.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, well, 108 Dragons TV, uh, Sick, PK. We happy to have you on this Dragons Den podcast, and it's greatly appreciated. And you sound like you podcast ready. So with that being said, we're gonna hop into these topics. We're gonna start off with the update to Marvel's Avengers and what is it bringing, and will it save this game? We're gonna start off with my man Pete Kizzle. PK, what you think about this, man? Have you played it? Have you jumped back in, and what have you been going through with it? Because they even hit it with another patch last week to improve performance. So, PK, being that you was the antichrist on the situation, tell me what you think about this update, man, and how you feeling so far? Because we talked about this before, but they hit it again. So, tell me what you think. Your mic is muted.
Muted.
So can you hear me, guys? My bad.
Yes,
Yes. There we go.
yes.
So
I thought I hit you with them crickets, but I ain't.
yeah,
You didn't get out there
a
yet.
so they added patrol modes to try to get encourage people to come out and grind a little more, but you know, and far as the patch, I mean, yeah, it does run a lot smoother. 60 frames. I always had it on performance mode since the X1, so
Right.
it just kind of moved on over to the Series X, and then um improved the loading times and things like that. Yet the game still faces challenges. I mean, I was playing with my man Clowns, and literally we did 3 missions, had to reload the mission multiple times just to get enemies to spawn. I mean,
Okay.
it still has quite a bit of work to go, but and these are issues, right? This is not even the issue of missing content and their their content schedule, because that's going to be another piece of this, because I understand the pandemic is pushing people back, but honestly they already lost a lot of player base,
Right.
and unfortunately gamers that play these games like this, and you mentioned it before, they don't have patience to wait on people to update, especially if they take a whole year to do so.
Facts.
I mean, the game came out in September. September is quickly approaching, and literally we just got the first piece of the add-on content, and you're saying this game is going to go on for a while. They need to have a better way to spread out the crumbs so it feels like they're consistently updating the games, and not do a major update but do a lot of crumb updates, then do a major update. That's the way it should be handled. um of course, I'm still excited waiting on the Black Panther to release, because that's when I'm going to go back full time playing that game. Unfortunately, it's still a miss.
Okay. Okay. Um. Let's go to our guest, Akumu. Do you play this game, and how do you think these updates will affect the game?
Yeah, so I played the game. I'll admit it's been a minute since I've played it. But I kind of, I keep up with the news, obviously, especially the huge things like the new release of Hawkeye, like we were saying, how they kind of announced the Black Panther and everything. But kind of as far as like the updates go, for me, it feels like it's still buggy.
Right.
Right. It's still buggy. It's just like, okay, yeah, hey, it looks nice now, and we sped up the loading time, so you're not loading as much, and it's quicker, and especially like in the new generation, right? They have that quick resume,
Right.
and so it's like, oh yeah, that's all nice, but it's kind of like all you did was you just kind of you shined it up a little bit, but you didn't deep clean it, so you still go and you still have all these bugs in the game, which made people go away from the game in the first
Wait.
place.
Hold on. You just said a dentist phrase, deep cleaning. I've never heard that in gaming. I'm stealing that all day. Go ahead, continue. I
Well,
like that.
you got to
Deep
get in
cleaning.
there, right?
Gotta get in. That's cool. That's what's up.
but yeah, I mean, but essentially that's basically what it is. It's like, to me, it's like, yeah, you can make it look as nice as you want to, but when you still have those bugs in there, you're still not going to get the people to return to it. Yeah, you make it look nice so people are like, "Oh, hey, maybe you actually did things. You listened to us, you fixed this, you
Right.
made it more playable." And then you go and you load it up and you update it and you start playing and you kind of realize, "Hey, these are the same bugs I've been running into since, day 1 almost." And I'm not going to say like they've cleaned up some bugs, but the majority are still there, and that's what made people step away from the game in the first place. And that started kind of what started, I guess, killing the multiplayer aspect of it, because you're waiting forever for a match. You're waiting forever for people to join you, right?
Okay.
And that's what draws people away, because again, like they were saying, the waiting, they're impatient, they don't want to wait 5 minutes to find someone to play with, and the whole thing is, well, hey, it's still buggy, so you're not going to have that huge player mass like when it first came out, and
Right.
people were like, this is great.
Okay. Sick. You got anything on this?
Well, I only had played the game out around launch time, and I haven't played it since. But from everything I've been hearing, it's the same game, slightly less annoying, and people are hyped over, you know, the announcement of Black Panther and the release of Hawkeye, right?
Okay.
But these are a bunch of band-aids on pretty big wound that can never fully heal. You know, Square Enix in the end lost a lot of money behind
Can't fully
this.
heal because Division was hit with some crazy stuff too, and that series is thriving. So we can't say it can't
I
heal.
say that because of the impact, the direct impact of like the Western development developers that they had, development teams that they had. You know, they lost a lot of that, and it put them, a step behind the pace that they were on. So
Okay.
even if Avengers is successful in the end, it's already done damage to Square Enix, for the progress that they were making in the Western side for a while now. So Avengers itself may end up being one day a great game that's, as bug free as it needs to be, with lots of content, lots of people playing, and making that money as well. But it's already damaged them in a particular way. But it's good to see that the game is improving, and they didn't just drop it hot like that, all messed up, and they're slowly working on it, like games like Division, Rainbow Six. We have many examples where they went back, put that effort, and the game is worthy now. And Avengers could be that one day.
Facts. But with that being said, man, we're going to move into the next topic. But before we go into the next topic, your boy got a shout out. Two guys, brand new podcast, kicked off today, was absolutely amazing. The energy was incredible. Shout out to my boy Steel Rain. Shout out to my boy Pongso. It's called Living Split Screen. And the energy, the positivity. Yo, listen, man, everybody need to go check that podcast. Them two dudes did an excellent job this morning. I appreciate it, watching it. I love their views, and it definitely was top of the food chain. And shout out to my brothers, man, over there, Four Guys with Quarters. Had an amazing interview. Once again, they got back-to-back Grand Slam interviews on their channel. PK is part of that panel. Shout out to Clowns and the super team over there, man. They're also doing a great job, and everybody should go and give them a sub and a follow on all social media outlets. Now, with that being said, let's see what we gonna do now. The thing that I say about that game, in terms of the mishaps, right? I go into a game and I be subjective. I don't really care about something not launching like it's supposed to. I want the end game, and that's what I always look at. I thought it was pretty much playable. I am a Marvel fan, and I enjoyed the game. I like the updates. I jumped back into it because I wanted them to fix a lot of stuff, so I waited for these patches. I popped it on the other day, and I said, damn, my man Hulk looks amazing in 4K 60. You know what I'm saying? But I love him in 4K 30. I don't want performance. I want graphics. So I'm a graphics whore, and that's what I do. So I put it on that 4K 30, and the particle effects, the reflections, it just was an amazing game. The reflections are so good in there, it could be considered ray tracing. They definitely did a good job with the update for the next-gen systems, and it was running good for me. So when I first played it, I was like PK, I was frustrated because I'm a huge fan. So it's like, why this game is not working properly. But, it is what it is. So we're going to move into the next subject. We're going to talk about...
Before we do that, big bro, I just want to tell you, one of the viewers is wanting to... They asked the question, can you put the links down in the description for the other channels that you...
I'm going to get them, and after the video, I will edit those links into it because I don't have them straight off hand, but I should have had that because, like I said, I didn't even plan to talk about them, but they've been in my mind for the Four Gods of Court has been in my mind the last 2 days, and I just watched it. But I'll make sure I get that to you, or you follow me at Twitter, and I'll drop them in that links and I'll share them out because those are two definitely amazing podcasts that brings a different energy, especially the Four Gods with Quarters. They definitely interview people from all aspects, and you always learn something. Like I said, man, and Pong and Steel did a great job today. I was so entertained, man. So yeah, but I'll definitely, like I said, if you follow me on Twitter, I could easily get it there, but I'll definitely add it to my video later on after the show. We're gonna get into. There was a video from the Sony studios, and the guys who specifically made the MLB The Show 21. Now, panel, my thing is, this is the competition for Xbox. I'm a show purchaser. Every show come out, every year I purchase it, and it's been getting better and better. They had videos on gameplay, they had videos on new features, updated animations, but the key thing is for me, and I want y'all to be able to give an unbiased opinion. I want to know from you guys, how do y'all feel? Because the developer basically said they're making a game for both next gen systems, bells and whistles evenly across both platforms. Now, this is a game I really want Digital Foundry to pick apart, because this is going to be Sony's first opportunity to be on an Xbox platform, and they are their competition. So with the cross-play, cross-saves, anybody can play against PS4, PS5, PS4, PS5, and Xbox, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. Do y'all think that this game, with all those, what I'm just telling you, do you think that Sony's going to play nice and just keep it fair? I'm talking about in terms of graphics. I'm talking about in terms of online play, which is always struggle. But this time, shout out to Azure servers, Sony should have a better online, because that game has always struggled online. But do you believe that developers really, as the guy said, I can't think of his name, he said, listen, we aim for the fences on both consoles, on both playing fields, making it even. We're going to start off with you, Akumu, and you tell me, I know you're not a sports fan, but just tell me, do you think Sony's going to play nice, the developers going to play nice on the next-gen console? Because you also got to remember, this is the first time this is happening in the history of gaming, and this is a new fan base that can be installed for this PlayStation Studio. Give me an opinion on that, as a non-sports figure in gaming.
Right. Okay. So there's a part of me that's hopeful, right? There's a part of me that's like, yes, they're gonna play nice, because like you were saying, could be the game changer. This could open it up to more people. So the optimist part of me, the optimistic part of me is going like, yes, they're gonna be nice, and they're gonna make everything even, and they want people to be happy. But the cynical part of me kind of remembers Spider-Man. It's like, or it's not Spider-Man, excuse me, I believe, going back kind of to the other topic of the Avengers game, how it's just like, oh, yeah, hey, y'all have it, but we're keeping Spider-Man for the PlayStation only. And so the cynical part of me remembers that, and it kind of goes like, okay, well, that wasn't very fair, because I'm a Spider-Man fan too.
Right.
And it's like I want Spider-Man also.
Right.
So I'm hoping that
You're hoping for
they
the best.
learn, because I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping they learn, because that was one of the things that was a huge outcry, right? A lot of people were really pissed off when that came about, and other little things that Sony has done that's kind of just like, and the huge outcry. I'm hoping that finally Sony will listen, and like you say, I'm not a sports fan, but get this right, at least get something right. And maybe that's going to open the door once they see how good it can be, right? Is like open the door for future projects.
Right.
So that's kind of my take, right? Hopeful, but not overly so, that they're gonna be fair, that they're gonna have everything on the up and up and totally even for everybody. But there's a small part of me that's just like, well, you know what? Maybe they finally have learned.
Okay. And let me say shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all. Without y'all, there's no us. I'm appreciating your attendance. I'm appreciating the activity in the chat. I see everybody talking to each other. It's a beautiful situation. This is definitely a podcast where we bring every element. Nintendo, Sony, PlayStation, PC. We talk about everything here, and everything's on a fair slate. Let's go to you, PK. Are you a baseball fan?
Yeah. I'm not. I haven't been. I played baseball growing up and everything, and I was close to a lot of baseball fans. My stepdad actually grew up with one of Halle Berry's ex-husbands, and he used to come over the house all the time
Mm.
and and get drunk and say things that I can't say on this channel, but he but it's funny because he played for the Atlanta Braves, but he's always in Cincinnati. Um,
Nice.
so yeah, I think this is awesome. Uh, but it's kind of like this is the new expectation, right?
Okay.
Because this is the new Ford. I mean, if they didn't do it, it would be kind of like why? Do you get what I'm saying? Because here it is, we got Call of Duty doing this at the utmost. We got, uh, you know, all these other games that are across at the utmost, and I don't know what Lemon did, but the screen's all jacked. But
Again. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening.
basically the cross play and cross gen, especially when you're hosting the servers and doing all the work, it just makes sense, right?
Right.
As far as making everything equal, I feel some type of way about that. I mean, look at Road Company, that's crossplay too, by the way. Um, the reason why is because we all know that the Series X is way more capable. And for them to kind of bring down what can the Series X do to um, make it align with the PS5 or the Series S, both of them, um, just make me feel like um, they're going to showcase their preferred platform, and they're going to kind of undercut the Microsoft platform in some kind of way. I'm way I'm saying that is I'm saying now that it's not that big a deal to be able to port one game to another, but it also is a difference when you're optimizing for that hardware.
Right.
And best believe they're not going to optimize for the Xbox hardware. They're going to do their best to make the PlayStation. And I mean, I get it. You know, this is marketing, but at the end of the day, you're trying to sell a game. You also want to sell it on PC if it ever comes to PC. So, you know, you got to provide the level of detail that makes people happy that you're still making this game so it can make money.
Okay.
Because that's one of the reasons why they were forced to do this in the first place.
Right.
Is because the reach was small and they wasn't and they wasn't getting a kickback, right? The MLB wasn't getting a kickback like large enough like they would like when they see the 2Ks and the Maddens, you know, they getting huge margins, right?
Right.
They trying to eat too. So, you know, it makes more sense to go ahead and kind of push their buttons like, look, you gotta bring it. And so, I mean, I'll wait to say. I mean, we're just speculating, so we'll see what happens. I am not confident that they're going to show the Xbox version in the best line. Like
Facts.
that's
Y'all
just
gotta
how I
excuse
see it.
the stream, people. OBS just crashed, and I'm not gonna restart the stream to fix the windows. So with that being said, we're gonna continue to move, and y'all just gonna hear our voice because I don't know what the hell happened to OBS. I have no idea. Anyway, Sick, tell me your opinion on this, and let me know what it is, man. What you think about this?
Well, as always, opinions are derived from facts. So let's just drop some facts first and foremost. You know, MLB The Show has been 1080p 60 since the PS3, 2 generations ago. Okay, locked, looking beautiful. And it's also one of the most beloved sports franchises in terms of long term. You look at NBA 2K, Better Than Live, such that they're not developing live past couple of years. I think a couple of years ago they had one where they tried to come back or whatever, but 2K doesn't have the exclusive license, I don't think, but there's no competition, right? But because there's no competition, there's a lot of issues with 2K that's long-standing since last generation that they've never addressed. You know, likewise with football. But you don't see that with MLB The Show. That's a solid game every year. Every year. There's no competition. It's still a solid game. Like, they put in that work. So the fact that back in the PS3 days, it was 1080p 60. PS4, 1080p 60. This is on the base consoles. You can imagine at least 1440p 60 with the Series S, right? And you would expect the PS5 to do 4K 60, maybe even 120. There's that overhead. So I would at least expect the Xbox Series X and the PS5 to at least perform at 4K 60. But if they both could do that, that means there's overhead for the Xbox, and they could increase the frame rate to 120, or both of them could have 120. We really don't know.
Right.
We really haven't heard any of these details about what they're adding for next gen, because they're really upping the game for next gen. So there's a lot to be known and explained to us still. But Sony, I don't think they're really in the position to do too much with the shenanigans of one system being better performing than the other. At best, I think they're going to focus on the PlayStation version, get that to be 4K 60. And obviously, if the PlayStation 5 could do that, the Series X will do that. No problem with performance left on the table that they just won't tap into. I think that's the most likely thing, but there's other things that could happen. But long story short, MLB The Show is a great baseball series. It's always been good. Everybody always likes it. But the online has issues, and hopefully with these Azure servers, that can begin to get addressed. But I wonder if they will bring in the PC. I think that should also happen. Like, the crossplay is very important. Baseball is a type of game that anybody can have a good time playing. It's not always a good time to watch. It's like golf. It's boring to watch, fun to play. I too grew up playing a lot of baseball. I wasn't too good at it, but it was fun to play anyway.
Right.
And baseball games are equally that same way. They're fun to play, boring to watch. So we just have to wait and see what they do. But at the very minimum, I expect 4K 60. It would be cool to see 4K 120 if overhead allows.
Okay.
But I don't think they could do too much in the way of shenanigans, because MLB is already forcing them to do this. And if they piss them off any further, profit-wise or whatever, hell, they'll just take it from them, and they can, and they could have before, and given it to another developer. And they chose not to. So.
Okay, yeah, see, I got it back, people. I got it back. I don't know. OBS did something, but I'm not starting the stream over, so we just gonna fix it and keep it rolling. I don't know, man. That OBS is free, open broadcast.
At least you
software.
fixed it.
I don't know what happened. It just, I looked up when PK said that. Now, my thing, man. Yo, I think I'm an avid fan for the series, and I always purchase it, like I said. But I'm looking forward to picking it up. I'm gonna pick it up on my Xbox. It's gonna be the first time I had it, and hopefully they do a good job. Because if they don't, they're gonna lose a whole lot of another demographic of fans. So for them, I think they should just do what they're supposed to. Because it ain't like Sony volunteered to do this. MLB told them if they don't do it, they can't renew their license. So they was forced to do it. It wasn't like it was a voluntary situation. Now, what I want to talk about is the removal of the Xbox paywall. And at the end of before we get to the end, people, I'm gonna need everybody in the chat. I'm gonna need some help with two different things. We're gonna talk about a subject that I want everybody to interact with. Everybody, and because it's a big thing coming up soon, and I'm gonna need y'all opinion on something, because Game Pass did me dirty. Now I know y'all probably scratching your head, but Game Pass did me dirty, and possibly somebody else too. So I'm gonna get into that at the end of the show. So stick around for that. I want to talk about this removal of paywalls for Xbox. Because PlayStation, whatever was free, whatever game was free, you could be able to play on their servers. It's in the alpha ring right now, and the beta test is on the Xbox Insiders app. We're gonna go Akuma. We're gonna go with you. Tell me, I'm pretty sure you pay for Live already, so maybe this don't affect you. But an Xbox Silver does not exist anymore. So, what do you think about the people who just pick up an Xbox and can pick up a free game, like the war zones, stuff that you don't have to pay for and you can play on their servers? What do you think about this? How do you think this helps the consumer now?
Okay, overall thoughts might be unpopular opinion, but I think it's a great thing. I think kind of removing it for free-to-play games is a good thing, because what's the difference from doing that from like how PlayStation did it, and even just if you're playing PC and you have that free game. You still have to pay for the internet regardless, and
Right.
you just create your account, you download it, and you play. But Xbox kind of had that extra step where it's like, okay, yeah, we know you pay for that, but pay us more. So I think that kind of consumer wise, I think that kind of throttled some of the aspects from the people, because you have the people out there. It's like, okay, yeah, internet, especially now, is kind of like a necessity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people are already paying for internet, but especially like what's going on, right? Especially last year, it was a crazy year. A lot of people at home, so a lot of people, they want to be able to communicate, play games with friends, and things like that. But again, not everybody can afford that extra $10 a month, even if it's just a free to play game.
Right.
So consumer wise, I think that it's a smart move also, because once things go quote unquote back to normal and people start working more and they build up their funds again and things like that, and they're able to drop the money now, they kind of get this loyalty, this consumer loyalty, because it's kind of like, oh hey, I see, y'all were there for me in a hard time or whatever. Now I know this didn't happen last year, but I'm saying, fingers crossed, but something like this happens again and they had to remove that, and people have to, that's all they have is like, oh hey, I can play with friends on free to play games and use a party chat all for free. I feel like consumer wise, it's a smart move, because they're going to remember that, right?
Right.
That's something that they're going to remember. They're going to remember, okay, this, they were there for me during this time or whatever. The least I can do is show my loyalty, and yeah, we're going to do this, and now I get all these premium features that are still going to be, that are kind of still incentives for people to continue to pay,
Yeah.
right? So that's kind of how I look at it.
Right. Because it's even like what you said. The chat is in there and also looking for groups. So they're opening the floodgates a little bit on what they've been charging for years. So that's definitely a fact. PK, what you think about this, man? Tell me about this paywall situation, and how do you think it's going to affect the people who just who don't decide to pay for online service?
I think there's good things and I think there's misconceptions, right?
Right.
Because um my side has always been, um if if you have an Xbox and you're complaining that you got to pay for gold to play online, are you telling me that's the only game that you're going to play?
Mm.
Are you saying you're not going to jump on a Call of Duty or jump on a Gears or Halo or or any other game that might require you to have gold to play online? So that's always my view is, in my view, I don't think it's affecting so many people as they claim, right? I think it's more or less people are making this big nonsense about free to play. Now, there is people it could affect, but versus the people who already subscribe to Game Pass and Gold, probably not, because the expectation is, even if you're on PlayStation, if you want to play online on a lot of games you actually care to play online with, you got to have, for Destiny, for PSO, or well, I guess PSO is free to play. So for Destiny and all the other games that require you to have an online subscription outside of the free to play,
Mm-hmm.
you got to have it.
Right.
So I don't think it impacts these people because they're already in the ecosystem. But for those who are not, I guess that I could see that as a good thing. But I don't think that really affects as many people as it's it's a good thing in perspective of PR, but I don't think it impacts anybody. At the end of the day, we're gonna all subscribe to Game Pass or Xbox Gold or PS Network or Xbox Network, whatever, on the consoles because that's the expectation. With that said, though, stripping away the idea that you need it for chatting and all that, I could see that as a good perception because PC gamers don't have that same situation. Not saying that they don't have subscriptions, they obviously do. It's just on a um, different, different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're on PC, they might not pay for playing online, but they pay for the antivirus. They pay for their subscription to whatever that MMO is. Whatever it is that they pay for, they pay some kind of way. So somebody pays for something. None of this is automatically free. We need to get this out of our brains to think that just because they're giving us a service, it should automatically be free. That is not that's not how it works. The lights don't run on its own. It has to be paid for.
Right.
So I'm happy for the people who are excited about it, but let's be real. The people who are advocate about having the paywall drop, they already paying for the stuff. It's like, well, are you saying that you're going to get rid of your subscription just to play that one game that's free to play? Get out of here. That's not going to happen. So I think it's a great thing for the PR side. I think it's a great thing to show that they're trying to blend the Windows platforms, as I can describe them, as Xbox and PC is basically a Windows platform, and trying to blend them to make it seem seamless. I think that's the greatest thing ever. But um, also feel like this is a movement of trying to phase in and phase out gold itself. I think gold itself may go away eventually as well.
Right. What you
And
think
and
they're gonna
Game
replace it
Pass
with?
and Game Pass is all we have left. And not just any Game Pass, right? I think it's going to be Game Pass Ultimate, Game Pass Medium, or whatever you want to call it, and Game Pass Light, right? I think it's going to be tiers, and they're just going to get rid of gold. The reason why I say that is because that's what they do with all the other software, right? I mean, you get 365, you got tiers. You got the platinum, you got the gold, bronze, whatever. And the point I'm making is they're a software company. They're about trying to monetize the software. Far as the Xbox network is concerned, I think they're rebranding it for the purpose of just saying you're on the Xbox network, but far as paying for it, what we really want you to do is subscribe to Game Pass. Because Game Pass is where the money is going to be. Xbox Gold members, yes, it's cool to have pay $60 a year or $50 a year, or even $120 for those who pay monthly. But wouldn't it bring more value if everyone was on Game Pass?
Oh,
The
no doubt.
same, all of the subscribers that are gold just flip over and just become Game Pass subscribers.
That's a
You
fact.
know do you know how much that will increase their revenue? And that, in my mind, I think that would be the ultimate goal in the end of this.
Okay. Sick. What's up? What you think? What you think? What you think about this?
So Range G4, man. Shout out to the homie because he just dropped this in the chat just before you called my name to speak. Yo, everybody wants everything for free. All right. Now, first off, servers are expensive, okay? To pay for them, power them, to connect them, to maintain them, to upgrade them, to upgrade the network because it continues to have to grow. Okay, and that's a lot of money. Okay, they're giving you a service. Services aren't free. Just because when Xbox Live came out in the era when most things on the internet were free, and if not, you were pirating it. Hello, Napster and stuff. So this is not just PC gaming pirating. We're talking about pirating in general when everybody was doing it.
Right.
Okay, with Napster and Kazan and all of that. That was the era of people thinking everything on the internet is free, and it's not. The internet is not free. It never was. It costs you somehow, some way. If it's not ads in your face all day, spam emails or whatever else. So going back, you're looking at the history of what's been happening in like the past year or so. Everybody, before when Xbox had announced that they were doubling the price of Xbox Live, the narrative amongst the community was already Xbox Live Gold is going away soon. Xbox Live is probably going to be free soon. If at the very minimum, the free-to-play stuff is going to be accessible online for free.
Okay.
And the same day they announced the increase of the price for Gold, and then at the very end of the day, and remember I was the one who announced that right there in GRG when it happened live, that was the same time that they also announced that all the free-to-play stuff was going to be free-to-play pretty soon for real, no matter what they choose to do. And now we're seeing they're keeping their word. But a lot of people are expecting like these services to be free and like you get what you pay for. Like I remember when the PlayStation 3 had online, when it first was a thing, it wasn't even a single sign-in. Every game that was out had an individual sign-in. Ridge Racer 7, Resistance were a couple of the games that I played around launch time. And they all required you to sign in a name. It was immediately after that.
108 Dragons TV welcomes
so most
everyone.
People don't even remember that, might think I'm lying and don't even remember that happened, but that was the thing.
Right.
And so that's when PlayStation Network started to grow, but then we saw it got hacked. But everybody was always saying, oh, it's free, it's free, it's free. Well, that's what happens when it's free. There's no support, there's no upkeep, there's no nothing, and it was easily hacked, and it was far behind data on the server updates and stuff. I've mentioned that before.
These are the facts.
And Sony knew what was wrong, and they didn't do anything about it.
Facts.
So when PlayStation 4 came out and they put a price to PlayStation Plus into PSN, you have to pay to play online. No one said anything. So I feel the bias is real, and we already know what it is. You see it coming up a mile away. But there were some points that the naysayers had that was good about the PC, about paying to play online, about the free-to-play stuff, about services like Netflix and Hulu. If you want to access those, that's also behind the gold paywall. Yeah, everybody agreed with that, and eventually Microsoft, they transitioned off of that. But of course, as any business, they did it years later when Netflix and Hulu was the standard instead of just being the new hot thing that they could profit off of. Once that was over with, then they did it. But you can't hate the player, hate the game. This is capitalism. This is big business, the biggest form of entertainment in the world. You're not just going to sit there and get it for free and pretend like it's all gravy. You have to pay some way. So why are they doing this now? Well, because of what PK said. They monetize through Game Pass. Okay, that pays for everything and then some. It's paying publishers. It's paying for the servers and everything else. That's how much money they're making on it, and they still profit. So I think this is the best situation. This is the best solution for everyone involved. Best for Microsoft. It's best for the gamers because we're getting the ultimate deal in Game Pass. Everybody has said that from day one. It's been the fact. I mean, this is about as good as it can be. I just want to see Xbox Live Gold, finally go away. But that was always the plan. I think what the reason they even had doubled the price in the first place was to get people off of it, to entice them to go to Game Pass, where it just made a lot more financial sense. And that's what I think was always the plan. And this was always the plan. So it's finally here. Good to see it.
Well, I'm gonna take another road on that. People want to play online for free. You pay for your internet service, but the Azure servers are not free.
Exactly.
They put billions of dollars into it, but it's good to see them turn around, and it ain't like they're not making the money. Of course they're making the money. They're doing a fantastic job in terms of generating revenue over there at Microsoft. But I think this is just good for the consumer, but I want people to understand. They need to understand what Microsoft is doing, because you're playing on the best servers on the planet for gaming. And things come at a cost. You say, oh, I'm paying for my internet. Yeah, you paying to connect to the internet. You ain't paying for them that high level speed that the Azure servers are providing. So people have to look at things in a different way, and don't be selfish. But it's glad to see Microsoft say, you know what, we're not gonna raise live, and we're not gonna charge for free to play games no more. Let people just use their internet, but it's still you playing on those servers. So it's a double-edged sword, and it's just good to see them just take a hit for the gamer, because that's pretty much what they're doing. And I think it was a good decision for them, because they're still going to prosper. Now, we're going to start off with PK on this one. There's been a Bloomberg report speaking about, boy, I hate talking about this, the infamous Switch Pro that has not really shown anything, but being that we have a Bloomberg report stating OLED 7 inches, new CPU, new RAM, same format, maybe a little bit longer battery life. They're talking about 4K, maybe a 4K system, maybe $350 to $399. So now they're reaching next gen prices, because right now the Switch is $300, and you start talking $399. So, with that being said, being that this is a Bloomberg report, what do you guys think, and ladies, what do you think is this a little bit more concrete than these other fake rumors and fake pictures of switches and information being spewed out right now? Because Bloomberg is a very respected report that everybody looks to. So we're gonna start off with the Switch Master in here, and we're gonna go to my man PK. PK, tell me what do you think that the Bloomberg report has any legs or value to it?
Well, I mean, I would say that it is very true that Nintendo is working on some sort of 4K Switch model. I mean, they literally had LinkedIn posts and trying to hire people that can do 4K rendering.
Okay.
So obviously there's plans here to do
Switch release are on
something.
deck.
I just want to reiterate though, this is still a Switch. At the end of the day, it's not going to be that much of an upgrade. It's a Switch. The upgrade comes when they actually change the whole system into something else.
But hold on, it has a new GPU, more RAM,
It will.
and a new CPU.
It will, but Nintendo never sells a console at a loss. So don't think this is true next gen. This is going to be something that Nvidia had sitting on the shelves and they had it customized.
Okay.
Because the DLSS 2.0 is really good, they're going to rely on that to give you the 4K images, not native 4K, right? That's what I'm getting at here. It's not powerful enough to do that. It's going to be good enough to be at a lower resolution that can upscale to a 4K image.
Okay.
That's what it's going to do.
And
That's
but
the
hold
whole
on.
point.
This is the key. This is part of the rumor that the NVIDIA chip and GPU that they'll be using is going to have DLSS, which is going to make it easier to reach that 4K mark. What you think about that?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was touching on, is that NVIDIA's the DLSS happens on the games end and not necessarily on the chips end. So as long as the architecture is there, they could definitely run it. It's not a physical DLSS is not a physical thing. It's an API or a technique used through an API to build this image. So that's the point, right? That's what they're relying on, since it's easier to do. Now, the only advocate here is, will all their games support this? Because you have to send your games to NVIDIA to get this done.
Right.
And I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but I don't foresee all the games being able to hit the 4K margin, is what I'm getting at.
Okay.
And then it's definitely still a Switch at the end of the day. So it's not going to be some powerhouse. It's just going to be able to do high resolution of the same games we're already playing.
Okay.
And that's if you guys care about that. Most Switch players.
I think the Switch is the top 1080p 60 system I ever owned. I don't have a Series S, so that would definitely top that. But that I own, I think the best system I ever purchased for 1080p 60 is the Switch, docked. We ain't talking about portable. And let me say this for the record.
Go ahead.
Shout out to my boy, other Zinc, man. He said Bloomberg isn't credible if it's coming from Jason Schreier. That's what he says. I don't know who that guy is.
He's a PlayStation fan guy.
He used to be on Kotaku and he left.
But
and now he's
just to give validity to it, Nintendo was hiring for these positions to
a great
help.
Word. Validity. Let's go.
To help, work on these 4K images and things like that. They had all these job postings out here, so they was very serious. I know Nintendo's very quiet, but they had to put that out there because that has to be public, right?
Right.
So they are working on something. Far as what it really is, it's all speculation.
Okay. We're gonna give y'all the first One Away Dragons TV commercial, and this is brought to you by Zoa. No, I'm just playing. I got this drink, man, from The Rock. He got that mini fridge. and somebody at Microsoft missed the goddamn menu. Please tell me how to get. Yo, listen, you know what? I need that mini fridge, Microsoft. If you're watching this broadcast, we all need one on this panel.
Yeah.
'Cause I done got the
No
drink,
doubt.
and I ain't got no fridge. Got a shout out to my man Aaron Greenberg and Philosaurus Rex, Mr. Phil Spencer. Listen, we support you. I need that fridge to go with my drinks. Facts. That got delivered yesterday, like a whole 24 pack. But anyway, first 108 Dragons podcast and any other podcast commercial. No pun intended. Cheap plug. Begging on the low. E-begging, as my boy in the chat says. Mr. 100, you out here e-begging. I'm e-begging. I need that fridge. But with that being said, Sick, man, talk to me. No. We're going to go to Akumu. She's been quiet for a minute. We're going to go to Akumu. How do you say the last part?
Matata.
Akumu. See, I was messing it up the whole time. I was talking about it. I've been messing your name up every time you go in my chat. But look like you right at home here. But we appreciate you. And tell me, what do you think about this next Switch? Is it something that you're looking forward to?
I mean, honestly, I already have a Switch, right? It's the original Switch that came out, and I'm still happy with it. The only thing that could make me pretty much, upgrade to like the new Switch is more battery life, because you figure like the original Switch, pre-pandemic and everything, I took it, road trips, and it only lasts like 2 hours. If I'm road tripping on an 8-hour road trip, 12-hour road trip, I mean, I've even done 24-hour road trips. I need something with a little more battery life.
Facts.
And I'm not saying like, oh, hey, I expect any handheld console to last that long, but give me something a little bit more than 2 hours. And that's only if you take the precautions, right? Like lowering the brightness, and doing this to stretch out your battery life. So as far as like, upgrading, I'm good, because I think everything new that the rumors are talking about, it's going to be more for the docking, not necessarily the handheld itself.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's definitely not 4K on the go.
Right.
That's a fact.
The only thing that they would change from like for the handheld, I believe, would be like the screen, and I believe that they would do
108 Dragons TV welcomes everyone.
Phones, or you can set it, and it automatically dims or brightens as need be. That's really the only thing that I kind of pulled out from there, from what I've heard, as far as like the screen goes. Everything else is for the dock. I'll be totally honest. I don't ever use my dock. Even if I'm at home, I just don't play handheld.
You're just a portable queen, huh? I don't even take mine out the dock. I think I did it once. Yeah, I did it once.
Yeah, no, mine has literally never been in the dock. It's like, I got it. I opened the box, and it's like, yay! And then you look at the dock, and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna put that there, and it's kind of been there collecting dust ever since.
Facts.
So
facts.
I only use mine for like the portable aspect.
Okay.
Traveling, doing this. Even like I said, even here at home, I'll just be chilling on my couch, and I'll just pull it out and start playing. So I've never put it on the dock. So yeah, going out, buying this new one, it's not a priority for me. I won't turn it down if someone wants to gift it to me now. I'm gonna put that out there.
E-begging on a 360 tip. Let's go. E-begging.
I mean, you started it. I'm just gonna follow.
Hey, we all got our wants and needs. We need our fix out here. We gamers. Let's go. I ain't mad at you.
But no, in reality, I'm happy with the one that I have, right? I'm happy with the games that I have, talking about the fact of, hey, when they do all these upgrades and everything, is it going to be able to play these games? Because we've seen it like the Xbox came out, and even like the PlayStation 4 Pro, right? Now, I know Microsoft worked on it, but nothing was backwards compatible, right? So people who might have exchanged their systems in to get the new one, and then they're like, oh, I can't even play these games on it anymore. And it's like, I don't want to get stuck like that with like the Switch, and then at the same time, it's like, I don't have a need for two Switches, especially if one is just primarily focused for like the dock. If I want to, then
108 Dragons TV welcomes everyone.
That's honestly just how I feel about it.
And that kind of validates what I'm saying. Like, most Nintendo fans don't care. And it's all hype at the end of the day. And I just want to put it out there. I forgot to mention, Nintendo Online is basically their version of Game Pass, right? Because you can play all their old titles anytime you get one, but you can only play them while you subscribe to their subscription.
Facts.
So this is why I keep saying I think it's all going to come to one, and it's going to be just similar to this. I mean, obviously that's not the best example, but I'm just kind of giving everyone a little into Nintendo's online. You could play all these games that they put up there, whatever it is. Most of them are old, but sometimes there's new, but you got to be subscribed to their service. I think that's where Game Pass is going. And most Nintendo fans don't care about resolution. 1080p is just good enough. I mean, the games look great
more or
as
less,
is.
60 frames
What is
on everything is good enough for them.
Yeah, what is
Except for the
4K gonna
third-party
do for
ports.
Mario? He's still gonna look like Mario at the end of the day.
Right.
Pokemon is still gonna look like Pokemon at the end of the
Right.
day.
Something I always have in my head especially like when it comes to handheld. And I'm talking about, like I said, gamer since I was young, and I had like the original like little Nintendo. You had the Nintendo DS, you had the Game Boys. At the end of the day, for me, it's handheld. So I'm just like, I'm not expecting anything fancy anyways, because unlike consoles, the stationary consoles like PlayStation or Xboxes, I'm not expected to have all the new fancy hardware and everything. I just want something that's good enough for me to take and go.
Nice. Because, I really, with my job occupation, I drive the bus in New York City, and we can't even be on a cell phone. We can't have our cell phones on. So I don't really have that portable situation, but I take it to E3. I took it to both of them. I played it on the plane, but that was it. That was like twice after all the years. But I pick up all the first party titles, all the big AAAs that come on this console, except Octopath Traveler. Shout out to Game Pass. I didn't have to pay for that, right? But Sick, talk to me, man. What do you feel about this Switch information? And do you have a Switch yet?
No.
If it came out in 4K, would you?
Well, this is what I've been saying from day one.
Because that'll go with your nice C10, OLED, LG, monster.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, it's illuminating me right now. The lights are off in this room. It's the TV that's lighting me up. So pretty bright. But yeah, listen, I've been talking about this from day one. My opinion hasn't changed since. Like, the Switch was 2-year-old tech when it came out, and it didn't take too long when they came out with the Switch Lite with that smaller chip.
Right. That
was more power efficient. And they also used it in the full-size Switch, and the battery life was improved because the same Switch, same battery, with a more powerful, efficient chip. And that usually doesn't happen so quick, but because the chip was so old already, like the manufacturing process, for the new one was already right behind it. And it was like a year and a half already. A Switch Lite was out, and they also, redesigned internally the base Switch, and in the battery life, Akuma was talking about the 2 hours. Now I think it's like close to double, But talking about all this talk about resolutions and stuff, but Doom and all these other games they try to shoehorn onto the system, even handheld or whatever mode, less than 720p, it looks crap even on a mobile screen. Yeah, a mobile screen will make things better. It's a smaller screen and all that, but there's a limit to how much that is that you can depend on that and how low you can go. Frame rates and all of that. To me, was always horrible, and I've always said I would wait on the version 2, particularly with Nintendo handhelds. I've always had the experience where it's better to wait on the version 2. The version 1 is never.
That is a fact.
Like the DS.
The 3DS was. 3DS was.
The 3DS and the original DS. Nobody even really remembers the original DS. Everybody remembers that little white light. The iPod.
Facts. White
looking one. That was the one I bought. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I gotta have that. And it wasn't even about the games. It was the system itself. It was like, wow, I need that. So, and they're saying that generally this is going to be the same, shape and design and everything. I'm looking at the bezels on Wikipedia. Yeah, I'd said this before, and I'd read this elsewhere, that the OLED screen will be larger, but it's really going to fill up most of that bezel. And so that's what they'll be doing. So it'll be a bigger screen, but at the same resolution. And the fact that it's OLED isn't going to change the fact that a lot of these games internally would be running at a lower res or whatever to get it to run on the Switch Pro. So they need this extra hardware. They need this DLSS or whatever they can to get that to at least to beat it to that level. Because now the consoles have switched up too. It was tough enough to keep up then. It's super hard to keep up now. But PK is right. This is Nintendo we're talking about. They never do what they
These are the facts.
Because they see their audience, and the audience usually like they don't care. But there's a limit to how far you can take that. You still need to at least be in some kind of conversation where it's even feasible to be able to run any of these games. As more and more time comes on, it's harder and harder. So they need to upgrade, but I don't think it's gonna be a major upgrade. I think at best the processor will be a little faster. It might be on a smaller process node. Maybe that's 7 nanometer, right? Heaven forbid it's on the 5. That would blow me away. That's not going to happen. But once again, see, Nintendo was so late. You know, 5 nanometer is here now, and I guarantee you the light version of this new Switch will be right around the corner once again, because their timing is so bad. So, yeah, with the pricing, you know, the rumors is $350 to $399. You look at all of that, but that's been the thing I've been waiting on the whole time. So, I'm a man of my word. Hopefully, it's at least at that minimum where the games that are on there now will perform better, and the games that they plan to have in the future can take advantage of it, at least to keep it within that, vein, because it's going to be real tough for the Switch to keep up with the hardware it has now. But still, PK is right. Don't expect too much. This is Nintendo we're talking about, and they never really go all out. And they haven't since the GameCube. And that was the worst selling system.
108 Dragons TV welcomes everyone.
No. They were selling system.
Up until the Wii U.
Yeah. Up until
and then the Wii U was the worst,
Dude, yeah, that was a nightmare. 13 million consoles sold, nightmare.
Yeah.
They didn't even advertise it right. People thought the handheld was the system.
Right, and
for a long time.
People
said, I can't buy this without that. I used to be standing in GameStop like, what?
Yeah. And a lot of people might think this Switch dock, let's say everything is true. A lot of people are probably really confused and think that they can take their old Switch and put in this dock that's going to upscale all their games and stuff, when that's probably not going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of confusion surrounding that as well. So Nintendo needs to make this clear. They need to advertise right. Learn from the lessons of the Wii U. Get this right, because this could blow up in their faces completely. So
all right.
Marketing is key. So
we don't get into the big situation everybody been talking about all week, man. We ain't gonna talk about the indie showcase. Everybody done beat the hell out of that. So we're gonna move into the Discord situation. And let me say shout out to the chat. I see everybody lit in there, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Very, very, very humbling, man. I appreciate y'all. The panel appreciate y'all. And Akumu, her first podcast, she is hitting a grand slam, aka MLB The Show 2021. She's on the cover right now. She's on the damn cover. With that being said, we're gonna move into the last subject, and then I got 2 other bonus situations. I'm gonna need everybody in the chat to help me, the panel to help me, or help us, and we're gonna get into that. But we're gonna talk about this Discord situation and the potential possibilities on how this can unify gamers, this can help Xbox, and what would they do with Discord? Because people are like, oh, they bailed out a Mixer. Mixer bailed out a Mixer. They bought problems. So Microsoft said, nope, we're not doing that. So we out. So with Discord being a potential purchase, $10 billion is a lot. I don't know if it's worth that. But with that, it's like, you walk into a car dealership and the dude see you got an 800 credit score, that price go up. But you coming in with that 650 and they go, well, we'll work out a deal with you. You just got to put a bigger down payment. With that being said, Akumu, do you have any opinion on Discord? Because I know you stream, and Discord has came a long way. And you should drop your link in the chat for your Twitch channel, no question. We support everybody here. And tell me, what is your opinion on this situation and what the possibilities might be with Microsoft purchasing Discord?
I don't know. Okay, sorry. I don't think my mic was picking me up.
Don't worry. Now you good. You good. We hear you.
Okay. Okay. Personal opinion, kind of like as a streamer that uses Discord.
Okay.
It's still great. I'm not gonna say it was. It's still great.
Right.
But I've seen a lot of the changes that Discord is doing, and they're throttling a lot of it. For example, sending file sizes, pictures, documents, whatever, they're throttling a lot. So like the other day, I literally tried to post a meme in one of the Discord communities I'm a part of. And it was like, too big, upgrade to Discord Nitro. And you used to be able to send that size. And kind of what I feel like what it was is like, these aren't the exact numbers, they're just example numbers.
Right.
But for example, it's like, oh, hey, you can have 10 people in a video chat all together. And then, last year happened and it's like people working from home and this like that. Discord opened it up and they're like, you know what? Everybody can now have up to 50 people in a video chat, help with work and everything like that. And then things calm down. And instead of going back to hey, everybody 10 people, it was like, hey, 5 people in a video chat, unless you want to pay for Discord Nitro. And that's kind of where I've seen Discord kind of going. And having a friend that used to work at Discord, he literally came out with the statement on Twitter, and he didn't
These
say
are the
anything.
facts.
But about a month before Discord started making all these statements, he kind of came out with a statement talking about, hey, I appreciate the everybody at Discord, the opportunities they gave me, blah blah blah, and the fact that due to differences in where they see the future of Discord going and everything like that, he's resigning. Right. So he resigned. He quit. He was like, you know what, I'm moving on. He's like, and of course he's like, nothing but love for the Discord or whatever. And then like about a month later, you kind of see Discord, and you had mentioned this about Microsoft maybe buying it and turning it like a gamers. So I think in that aspect, Microsoft's going to have more work to do, because Discord literally has been going away from the gamers community. Yeah, a lot of gamers still use it, but Discord has literally themselves said that they're stepping away from more gaming. And they're focused more now on like the everyday person, and you want to just talk to your friend on everyday life or whatever like that. So I feel like, okay, Microsoft acquires Discord. It's kind of like, what are you gonna do? If you want to bring it back to the gaming, you're gonna have some work to do, because Discord has literally been taking steps to move away from that.
Yeah.
At the same time, is Microsoft gonna acquire it and then just let it be like, okay, still do your own thing?
Well,
right. So
go ahead.
And I know one of the things that why Microsoft's looking at it is they're looking for that more community.
Right.
So I think also it's going to depend. Okay, well, you say gamers, but again, are you looking at the gaming community? Are you just looking at the community as a whole? The everyday, like what Discord is becoming now. And that's why I've seen the way Discord has treated gamers and their partners. I've seen more and more people moving away from Discord and going over to Guilded. Guilded started and more people are checking it out. One of my good friends literally just the other day was like, okay, he's like, I'm building my Guilded server now. So like and he's been a Discord partner for years. And he hasn't lost his partnership, but he's like, no, I'm going to start building the server, because everything that's going on with Discord, he's like, I don't even know what's going to happen to my own server anymore.
Now, you say you have a master's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all better pay attention, because she know what the hell she's talking about. Let's talk about it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just like, oh my gosh, I never like broadcast it.
Yo, listen, man, you got to put your knowledge out there, because a lot of people ain't credible and they be talking crazy, but you got that history and the paper to back it up. So we want all that smoke. Round of applause to you again. You know what I'm saying? Round of applause to you, because you're a bastard. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I agree with you 100%, and this is why I don't think Discord worth $10 billion. Because why would y'all keep reaching for money if y'all making it? This is where Microsoft will come in and swoop up and save the day, because now it'll be a more open situation and they don't have to pay their own bills and they could just develop. I think Microsoft will leave them alone. Discord 3 years ago was trash. Today, it is currently, we're using it right now. The video quality is excellent. It's just amazing to me. Sick. Tell me. From your PC, you like a PC enthusiast. You're part of the master race, which I hate saying that. You are definitely
No, don't put me.
I know.
I don't rep with that.
But I know your knowledge, and you are definitely one of the most educated guys I know in the PC realm. Give me your opinion on Discord, because it dominated TeamSpeak and every other minute chat. I don't like chat systems that separate the community, because on PC they got 1,000 different chat situations, and you can go into a game and say ain't nobody talking because they on some private chat. Nobody uses the Steam chat, which they should, but that's why it was implemented, aka baby Xbox Live.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tell me, what do you think about this, man? What would it bring to the table if Microsoft actually purchased Discord? And give me your PC side of it. No console. Give me your PC side of, do you think it would unite the communities?
So, Discord, you talk about 3 years ago when it was asked. I remember, as a PC guy, I've been on something that's called IRC, since 96. It's this chat system where, let's just say, a lot of shenanigans go on. It's really I don't want to say darknet, but it's really the undercurrent of the internet. There's chat rooms for every subject and chat servers that host these chat rooms. A lot like Discord now, we got the hashtag in front of the chat room name. Those are all IRC things. What Discord did was they integrated so many features into one app. And at first it was a cluster F, okay? It was just everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And it really didn't work too well. And even if it did, for certain things, it was confusing. So even though I had a Discord, I didn't use it for a long time. There was a year I didn't run it at all. And time before that, where I had it running all the time and not doing, because it was too much, even for me, wow.
Too much.
So I was late to really adapting it. And that's really only happened in recent time. In the past couple months, we've really been deep with Discord, and it's become a powerful tool. But like I was saying last night on GRG, Discord could be a really everybody's talking about this surrounding gaming, and I'm not saying it's not a gaming motivated move or anything like that. That's already been said by everyone. I really don't want to have to repeat any of those things, because all of those opinions is just there. But as a Microsoft corporation move, this is also big, because Discord is just as good as Zoom, Teams, all these collaborative services and that are out there. It really does a lot of things. It's on everything and the web. There's nothing you can't do in Discord that you can't do on the web version. Video chat, audio chat, talk to people.
Send files.
You could run a business. Yeah, we're running the show on Discord. We're doing all these things, sending files. A lot of people who used IRC moved to Discord. Okay, I haven't used IRC in years because of Discord, and I didn't even really be too deep in this Discord because it was a little bit too much for me at very first, and it had issues, and I didn't really want to deal with it. So I waited till later. Now it's really good, you know. So Discord, I could imagine, like I said yesterday, Microsoft has GitHub, right, where you have all your, that's where you maintain source code for whatever projects you have.
Right.
They have development tools. It's Microsoft. They have an operating. Listen, you could have a whole corporation, a whole business, a whole game development, a software development house in Discord. All the staff could communicate and share ideas and have meetings on Discord, video meetings, do all these things. And Discord, was been used in that manner for a lot of people in this pandemic. So Discord really has been showing itself off in this past year. And so I think Discord, Discord is not worth $10 million, but of course,
10 billion.
Microsoft,
10 billion.
Yeah, 10 billion. 10 billion.
Facts.
But Microsoft is buying, so therefore Microsoft has to pay a lot more because Microsoft is always paying way more when they buy a corporation. All of a sudden, their stock price on whatever company all of a sudden shoots through the roof, and they're paying billions on billions on billions. So when I was saying last night, I think this is where that really came. You're thinking, oh, it's not worth $10 billion. I wasn't saying it was, because it's not, but that's pretty much what they're going to pay for it. And also the news has come out that Discord went to Microsoft and it was like, buy us. It wasn't Microsoft that went to them.
We want to be part of your team.
Right.
We want to be ZeniMax Part 2.
Right.
But they're not worth more than ZeniMax. I'm sorry.
They're not.
I don't believe that.
But they're still going to be paying more than ZeniMax.
I don't think so.
And getting less out of it. I think they're going to be paying more, but it's not worth it.
They can ask for $10 billion, but that don't mean they're going to get $10 billion. Anybody can ask for anything. You could buy a used car, and the dealer be like, "Yo, listen, this car $40,000." You be like, "Yo, dude, I got 25."
I think they're going to pay more than ZeniMax. Not that it's deserving or not, just because that's what's been going on for a while. When it comes to Microsoft buying corporations, like I said. But yeah, we'll just have to see what it's going to be like, and then So I got a phone call to take, so I'm just going to mute myself real quick.
Yeah, you do that. Now, P. Kizzle, what's good, baby? You over there? You alive? You good?
Yeah, what's happening?
You tell me, you tell me, bro. Tell me, what do you think about this, man? And just give your honest reflection on this, man. Just tell me what you think about the situation with this whole Discord.
So, I struggle with it a little bit,
I crack
but,
my soul and tell y'all if this is coconut pineapple is good. Another cheap plug. I need my fridge. Let's go.
Yeah, so I struggle with it for a little bit, but honestly, it's the reality, Discord was building itself as a brand to sell at all times. That's why it didn't go public all these years.
Facts.
And I understand you don't think it's worth $10 billion, but I'm telling you now, if it went public tomorrow, it would be at the very least $20 billion. It has built itself a brand bigger than Slack, and Slack is the a similar chat system that's used by businesses to have.
Slack is the one I forgot. Thanks, PK.
To be able to communicate with your teams offline, right? So the whole thing about Slack and what made it attractive, like Discord and many others like it, is that it had no log retention. So you can have conversations about unofficial things without getting any kind of repercussion.
Okay.
But Discord shot above that because it was easier to implement your own servers. A lot of
These are the facts.
Content creators, streamers, YouTubers, even businesses, even teachers, educators have jumped on and created their own Discord server because it's easier to collaborate with your audience. So with that amount of reach, like I said, Discord has 140 million active users every month as of right now. That reach alone, if Microsoft was to put them up under their umbrella, could give them the reach for Game Pass ultimately. And I know a lot of people say, well, they got Teams, they got Skype. I said, well, those are business applications. Those are not gaming chat systems. This is different.
Right. It's definitely a different situation.
The vibe is different. The look is different. The brand is different. Everything about it is different. It is not going to go and replace the Steam stack. The Team stack. The Team stack is fine the way it is. It don't need no adjustments from anybody else outside of that. They need to adjust it themselves and leave it at that. This Xbox is hurting for a really good chat system. I don't know if you guys have tried the Xbox app, but it is slow. It is buggy. Yeah. And it's just not very intuitive. And it is not that they're not trying to, it's just that their overlay has so much to load and to do, and a lot of different platforms just can't do it. Discord is very light and still can do everything the Xbox app can do, plus Slack, plus anything else. Yeah! And it's already on multiple platforms. So if they could get the branding, is what I don't think they can't mimic the technology, right? I think it's more or less the branding is what they're trying to go at the marketing. I brought up the same thing when it came to Sony buying Evo. Do you really think that they're doing it because they're trying to expand their PlayStation business? Well, yeah, in a certain way, but not in a natural sense, right? This is for
Right.
marketing. This is for those promotions, those commercials, those you know, marketing a PlayStation with some chocolate bars and whatever. You know what I mean? Or racing chairs or whatever gamers buy for their home. This is what they want to do is make the marketing for PlayStation go beyond just games and
Okay.
simple commercials. And that's what I think part of the uh, strategy would be since Microsoft's interested, right? They're in talks, and apparently they've been in talks since last month and could be wrapping up the deal as early as next month. And my thing is, Discord approached them
Facts.
according to the information, right? Because they always wanted to sell, but guys, this ain't the first time that Discord tried to sell themselves. They went to Warner Media prior to them getting bought by AT&T.
Yeah.
Okay.
The people, the backing to start up Discord was from Tencent. So when you think about that, guys, where do you want this to go? Do you really want us? I mean, you may not want it. I mean, I'm not saying I do or don't, because the whole point of Discord is not having log retention. Will Microsoft continue that trend, or would they require, because they're a security company, to have log retention?
Right.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, would you rather Amazon scoop them up since they know they want to sell? Would you want Google or Tencent or some other big behemoth to say, yeah, I'll drop 10 billion on you and scoop you up? I mean, I don't think it will go well. I mean, how many people are happy with the way Twitch is right now? I mean, yes, the biggest streaming platform, but who
don't
out
have
there
the
would
biggest
not
quality.
mind having Mixer over Twitch today?
Facts.
Facts,
That quality
big
is
facts.
the quality. That quality is definitely the truth, because Twitch is
But
Twitch
Twitch
is
brand
rough.
was just so much bigger than Mixer, and that's just what it is.
Right.
Had nothing to do with the technology, the quality, or what it was capable of doing. It was the fact that Twitch was a behemoth by its brand alone, and that's what I'm getting at. So if the gaming chat system brand, the biggest brand out there, is Discord, then Gilded is not a good one. Slack is not a good one. Slack don't even have video.
Nope.
But I'm getting at is you got many other choices that Microsoft could say, I could go get this.
No,
But I'm
Discord
telling
would
you,
be
one of the
choice.
main contributors to them considering this deal is the fact that the brand is huge with gamers.
Okay. Now, with that being said, you heard from the panel and our opinion on this Discord. We're gonna get into 2 bonus conversations. Now, the first conversation I'm gonna get into, man, Game Pass has officially screwed us. I was giving away Outriders, and a week later, matter of fact, it wasn't even. It's like 4 days later, they announced Outriders is going to Game Pass, and I said, "Damn, son," you know what I'm saying? I said,
Damn,
"Yo,
son.
listen. How am I gonna give away a game? The majority of people is on Game Pass that's on my YouTube channel." So I want people to get in the chat. This is a little thing. I need y'all help, man. Get into the chat. Tweet out a good game to give away for March. I usually announce it on the show, or I usually announce it on this show, obviously. But I usually announce it going into the second month for March. So I need a game that y'all should say, listen, give out this game. This would be a good game to give away that people want. So I just need some opinions. I need some helps. I'm also going to do a Twitter from this situation. I'm going to take the games that y'all put out there, and I'm going to do a little poll on Twitter for the March giveaway. Next month's giveaway will be the MLB The Show 2021. That will be April's giveaway. But I need help from the community. I appreciate y'all, man. I need Halo Infinite Reign is not out. I'm just gonna say that I'm talking about something that's out, not something for the future, because there might be a November giveaway if it comes out in November, which I think it is. But
wait a minute. Didn't you just complain about Game Pass screwing you over when that one isn't Halo Infinite
you know
on
what?
Game Pass?
You're right. You're right. Maybe I'll give
I
away.
think that was the joke.
Maybe I'll give
That
away.
was
Yeah,
the
right.
joke.
Facts. But maybe I'll just give away a Halo statue or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to the point. I need y'all to type some games in this chat that you think somebody would appreciate. It could be an indie game. It could be a AAA, AA, 1A. I don't even know if they got 1As. But just help me out, man. I need that assistance. And with that being said, Octopath Traveler, Bloody, is in Game Pass. Whatever you sipping on, send it over to the crib. I need some of that too. Anyway.
Yeah, he'll trade you cans of that.
Damn, son.
He said Octopath Traveler. Anyway. With that being said, I'm going to go to my panel, man. Help me out. Help me out, people. Tell me a good, solid game that I can give away for the month of March, my birthday month. Shout out to me all day. Nah. But
Is It Takes Two? It Takes Two? Is that on Game Pass?
I don't even know what that is.
That's an excellent game, by the way. I think that's a good candidate.
Okay, y'all hear him in the chat. PK said It Takes Two. Akumu Matata. Akuma Matata. There you go. Look, got me sounding Ebonics with a word that doesn't really exist.
Sorry.
What would be a good game to give away for March on my channel, man? Give me some help here. I'm struggling.
Oh man, I was like, I'm trying to think what's not in Game Pass.
Damn.
Damn, son.
But because the one I'm thinking of is a Game Pass. There's one that I just recently heard about.
That's out.
Like Ballin Wonderland. Yeah, I think it came out like a week ago or something.
I see.
That's out?
We are not batting 1,000 on this panel tonight because I don't know what that is either.
I heard of it, but I didn't know that was out.
Okay, Mega said Ratchet and Clank. Man, if you don't get
It
your
just
ass
came
out of here.
yesterday.
Oh my God. I don't know. Gotta explain the game. Explain the game. Akumu. Explain the game. What kind of game is it?
It's. I don't know how to explain it.
You know what? I'm glad you're not trying to sell me that game because that would not work for me.
It's an indie game, and it's kind of like laid back, and you're kind of just like exploring, and you're basically in search of like shiny objects, and you're gonna be hunting down statues. And it's kind of it's different in the fact that in order to capture like the statues, you have to have certain, I guess, like aspects or whatever to get the job done.
Okay. I might be going to King Mega Round just give out a couple dollars, but because we done struck out twice so far, and I don't have no idea, so I don't have no opinion. Sick.
I'm telling you now.
My brother for over 30 years. I need you to help me. PK, you gave up your opportunity. It's gone. All right, Sick. You know what? Rain might be on to something. Yo, chat, give him a thumbs up if you think that's a great game to give away, man.
What game did he say? What game did he say?
Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Oh, listen, man. Well, then you do that. Because here's the thing.
He said, well, you do that.
A lot of pressure on me. You putting a lot of pressure on me to be like, the both of them could have come up with something. You could have come up with something. The whole chat too busy trolling with jokes because they can't think of nothing.
Because they can't think of nothing either. Everybody in here got Game Pass. That's why.
Lane D4 rocking the same hat as me, apparently. So, yeah. Yo, I agree because you, sir, were the first one to talk about this game before anybody. Now everybody's talking about this game. Immortals Phoenix Rising. I know it just got the new DLC out. I say that's the game.
You see, shout out to my little brother Bloody. I hope you enjoy that tripod. But let me say this for the record, Bloody. I said for March, that's already out. Do I have to text you what I said and the instructions so you can follow? But it's okay. It's okay. He said, let's go. All right.
Listen,
oh my
please.
God.
When he's not looking, later on, when he's not looking, he's not paying attention or anything, just back of their head for that stupid. Nah, don't do that.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna put up a poll. I want y'all to tweet me, and just tweet me those two options, because the third option will be Immortal Things. I'm pretty sure that's gonna win, but I'm gonna put up a poll, and that will be the game that will be announced on the giveaway next week. But you have to say on one of my videos that you're interested, because I don't want you to win and you already got the goddamn game. That makes no sense. So anybody who makes a comment that subscribe to my channel, whatever game that people vote for on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, make that vote. I'm going to post it after this podcast. And I'm going to try to get those links to you. Well, I will get those links to you on Twitter and in the description of the video for those two podcasts I mentioned. My brothers out there doing their thing. Now, we're going to jump into one of the biggest extravaganzas to happen next week. And I want this chat to be active. I don't care what you support, what you believe in. I don't even care about your logic. And then you're going to hear from the panel and what we think. I'm going to let Sick go first because he's different. But with this being said, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about Godzilla versus King Kong and what team you on.
Different. Oh, okay. I see where we're going with this. So yeah, the reason why he's saying different, folks, is Lemon and I were having a bit of a misconstrued conversation in public about the Godzilla thing. You know, he believes Godzilla's gonna win, and I don't even disagree. Obviously, Godzilla's gonna win. We're not gonna break that down, but he's talking about the old movie where King
that ain't
Kong,
what I'm talking about. I said what team you on. You see, you're going too deep.
No. I gotta
too deep.
See, I can't just pick one. Obviously,
He's trying to explain. He's trying to get an answer. You know.
He's trying to see. He's trying to give his.
I could have been done already.
His thesis on the situation.
But easily, no. If it was the both of them, it's obviously Godzilla. But that's not what's gonna happen. We all know Mechagodzilla's in the movie. So they'll fight for a little bit. It'll be a draw or whatever. You won't be able to say one really won, and then they'll team up and fight Mechagodzilla.
Shout out to Steven Spielberg, Sick.
Right, but if I had to pick one, it was really just the both of them. Obviously Godzilla, but you know, even then, it wouldn't be a curb stop. But Godzilla.
Okay, the chat looking like Godzilla in here, but
obviously.
Akumu Matata, tell me.
Shut up and rain. Yeah.
Do you have an option? Are you interested in this movie? Because this is the talk of the century right now. This is like Batman versus Superman. And people said, I'm taking Batman because he whoops ass. Superman can't fight. He's just strong. So you tell me, what side you on?
Well, first of all, yeah, I'm very interested in the movie. Second of all, I'm Team Godzilla. I'm Team Godzilla.
But
I'm kind of sick. You know, I like them both, but yeah, I mean,
like
for me, if it came down to it, you know, separate movies, I enjoy it. But you know, if it comes down to it, I'm going Team Godzilla.
Okay. Now we gonna get into my man Pete Kizzle. I know you like the, you know what? You are the ultimate romantic guy on Fall Guys and Quarters. Because every time a woman come on there, you are so into it. So you tell me, you gonna take the damsel in distress rescuer, or you gonna take the damsel in distress rescuer, or will you take the king of the planet that checks everybody for using nuclear weapons and destroying our environment? Tell me, PK, what you got for me? What you got?
I'm going for the man, the myth and the legend, the king that bows to no one. Kong. That's right. Bows to no one. That's right.
You can tell somebody's been watching the trailers.
Hey, look, bows to no one. Hey, man, he ain't taking no L's for nobody.
Oh. Not for free, anyway.
And look, he's the Batman of the situation. Since you want to bring that up,
yep,
you kind of right. But Godzilla could fight.
He ain't got what did Rain say in the chat? He literally have no hands. Literally.
No, that's the old Godzilla. That's the Japanese version. The American version got long hands. You ain't see him climbing up on that boat, putting a smack down on Kong? Watch your mouth. I'm Team Godzilla all day.
I think I seen King Kong have more hands than Godzilla. You know, he relied too much on his powers. That's all I'm saying.
On his superpowers?
Yeah.
Powers. like the way he said that.
Oh my God. Well, thank y'all, chat, man. I see y'all out here. I see y'all. I see y'all out here, man, and I appreciate y'all, man. The chat is lit, man. Without you, there's no us. And we're gonna get into our outros. Akumu, let them know where you streaming at. Let them know when you got coming up. Give them some of your ideas or a game you're anticipating. Let them know what it is.
I stream on Twitch, and I've been doing some streams on Glimish now also, which is something that's just new. Like 4 weeks ago they launched, so they're still in alpha, so like bugs, but I've been trying them out under Akuma Matata, or Akuma_Matata. And my schedule is kind of like off and on right now. I kind of stream when I have the time to stream. Usually kind of do those later night streams like 10, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay.
And as far as games I'm looking forward to, my birthday month is in May, and 2 games that I really want are coming out.
You a Gemini?
Mass Effect Legendary Edition and Resident Evil Village, and those are the 2 right now that I am absolutely looking forward to. I'm over here like counting the days till they come out.
Facts. Well, let me say this is your first podcast, right?
Yes.
And you did a grand slam, Thomas Franks knocking out the ballpark situation, and we appreciate you, and you're always welcome back. And I told you do fine. You're great. I appreciate you. Now, with that being said, no problem. Sick. Where can they find your ratchet ass at?
Oh, obvious.
Team.
Pot calling the Negro black, but damn, Pot. Anyway, yeah. Well, of course, you can find me right here on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Dragons Den podcast. You can find me on Friday nights on GRG, 9 p.m. Eastern. You'll find me random places like earlier today. I was streaming with Sega Man. I was on his show, Xbox Alpha. Last week
I ain't even get no invite to Sega Man, and I'm playing Cast of Illusion on my Dreamcast right now. You disrespectful, Sega Man. When you see this,
it ain't a thing. Sega Man, he down for the cause. But
1990 retro game. I got some retro for your ass too, Sega Man. That's my guy.
Speaking of retro games, I'm also on a Retro Engage from time to time. I was on there last week and the week before.
Facts.
Might be there next week. I was on with
shout out to GG, aka Graphic Card. Let's
Big
go.
G over there, and Clowns and all the homies there, man.
Facts.
Oh, shout out to Pong and Pong Soul and Steel Rain. They had their morning show.
Woo!
I was there this morning with the coffee. Look, I still got the coffee. Like
fire.
Drink the coffee. I'm too busy listening to what they're saying, and normally I'm active in the chat talking with everybody. I said hello to folks in the beginning and goodbye to folks in the end because I'm too enthralled with what they were saying, discussing. The show was great, and it's not because I'm cool with these guys, which I am, and all that. This is straight facts. I was there, not even chatting it up like I usually do. I'm busy focused on what they're saying because it was interesting to hear. Much like this show right here. So yeah, definitely. But you can find me all over the place. From time to time I'm a guest host on here and there and this and that. So just follow me on Twitter. I'm everywhere. Great games are played. Eventually on a Nintendo platform, so I'll be full circle once again.
Hold on, you forgot about where you always at. Xbox Has No Games podcast. Shout out to my boy 100 Intermediate Gaming. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Facts.
I might be on there tonight. I don't know. It depends. But if not, I'm at least on the chat. So I'm all over the place. It's not hard to find me. You got problems with something, you let me know. You want to play games? Let me know. Just hit me up.
Okay. Pete Kizzle, the most electrifying light-skinned brother on the planet, a.k.a. King Kong Thunder, beat the drums, push Godzilla in the water, brother.
And beat him up with a battle.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, shout out to Pong. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate you coming through.
Facts.
I apologize I missed your first show. Don't worry. As long as it's on YouTube, I'm definitely going to check it out. Listen to it. Because after this show, I'm going to put some hands on somebody in some Smash. So, you know what I mean? Getting down in that.
Those characters got hands?
Hey, relax, okay?
I don't know. They got Pac-Man in there, Kirby.
That's right. That's right. Hey, look. Talking to the most electrifying man in these YouTube channels. And let me tell you, I'm glad to be here on the Dragon's Den. Glad to be here with my brothers. And Akumu, thanks for coming through. I appreciate you, and you did a great job, by the way.
Fantastic.
Just want to put it out there, and definitely you can find me at Four Guys with Quarters. Hey, that's my team. We do a lot of great interviews with people you just wouldn't know. I mean, the other day we had the guy who did voices of Ed and Eddie, and this man had a long resume from the original Ninja Turtles cartoons. Matter of fact, he even he was Raphael in Ninja Turtles 3. This man has a long resume. I mean, anime, cartoons, you know it. Point is, you never know who might show up. Come through, hang out for sure. Definitely catch us. I'm definitely going to be on the Dragon's Den and supporting my big brother here and Sick. And definitely on my channel, PK Entertainment, I'm definitely coming with more videos. Going to restart my show coming soon. 1v1 is coming soon. We're just working on some things and down the block, but it's definitely coming. It's going to come hot. So stay tuned. We're going to get it popping.
All right. With that being said, man, it's been a blessed situation, man. And next week, we doing a one-on-one on 108 Dragons TV. I'm bringing my block brother through the crib, man, and we gonna do the den work. And I'm telling you, you're not gonna miss. You're not gonna want to miss this one-on-one with my boy King David. It's gonna be a New York lit situation. I don't know how it's gonna pop off, but somebody getting popped off. Facts. And with that,
He gonna be live in studio?
huh?
Is he gonna be live in studio?
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what?
say word.
You want to eject those seat for that dumbass question?
You didn't say it like that. He was gonna be on the show. You didn't say he was gonna be live.
Oh
in
no, we
studio.
gonna be live. We gonna be live next Saturday, like Saturday Night live from New York, as you like to say. We gonna be live. And with that being said, man, it is greatly appreciated. Everybody shows up, giving me your energy, man, dealing with us, listening to us, and definitely your time means a lot to me. And it's very humbling, man. And like I always say, bring your game and not your name. And I will see y'all next week.